everybody, it's Nina. Thanks so much for joining me today for a new tutorial. And today I'm excited to be featuring the Art Impressions Wheelies stamps and coordinating dies. This set of stamps and dies comes together with all of the pieces you need to make an interactive wheelie card. Now, a wheelie card is an interactive card design that has a turning knob on the inside of the card, and on the outside, the wheels of this cute little dog spin around, and it makes it look like he's really riding a bicycle. Like I said, the set comes with everything you need, including the dies and the brads. You can also get replacement brads if you run out eventually, but you do have quite a few here and can make a few cards with just the ones that are included in the set. Now, I'm not going to focus on how I did the coloring of this card, but I did want to show you that you do want to stamp the dog onto a panel of cardstock. So I'm using some Canson Bristol paper because I'm going to do Copic coloring, and I stamped it a few times, colored it in with Copics, and I also stamped all the individual extremity pieces that needs to be stamped and colored as well, including the leg, the thigh, and the two wheels of the dog and his bicycle. You're going to want to make sure you stamp those and also color them because those are going to get layered onto the stamped image that we have on our panel. Alright, now to start building our wheelie, we first need to do some die cutting. So see how there's this little dot on the dog's body? We're going to start there first and apply this tiny little circle die onto there. Then we'll start layering the coordinating wheel dies onto the individual wheels that we stamped and colored on the other sheet of paper. These are getting cut out. I'm also going to cut out the thigh and the legs of the dog and then run all of those pieces through our die cutting machine. Now, one thing to note, I did mess up when I was doing the die cutting on the panel itself. You'll notice that this little wheel that I cut out, I wasn't supposed to cut that out. I was supposed to be cutting out the center of that other wheel, and I'll get to that in a minute. From another piece of paper, you're also going to want to cut out the tab and the spinning circle, which is the interactive element that helps pull all of these interactive wheelie pieces together. Now, the turning wheel, we want to make sure somebody knows that they have to turn this. So I'm going to take the coordinating turn stamp, which is in the wheelie stamp set, and I'm going to stamp this in embossing ink and emboss the word turn and the arrow onto this red cardstock. Now, you don't have to use a colored cardstock. You don't have to do heat embossing. This is just what I'm doing to decorate my card. The process of building the wheelie is going to be exactly the same no matter how you decorate it or color it. Now, here comes the building. So we're first going to start by taking the largest wheel and the dog's foot, and we're going to take brads and attach the foot pedal and the wheel together. You'll want to fold that brad over. These are really tiny brads, so just be careful. And you'll fold those over, but don't make it too tight because you do want this to have a little bit of a free-flowing movement. Next, we're going to take the thigh and attach this behind the foot. And again, we'll fold over the brads to hold that down, again making sure to not fold too tightly. But before we go any further, we do need to cut out that center of the wheel I was supposed to cut out in the first place. So I'm going to take that little die and we're cutting a hole, which I'm going to then line up with a piece of pattern paper, which is going to be laying over top of our card base. I'm doing this because I want to make sure that I have some layers behind this panel. And in order to do that, I need to make sure that I have the hole cut through both the pattern paper that I'm going to attach onto my card base and off of the card base itself. So I'm cutting and making sure to have the holes lined up exactly on each panel. Once I've cut those holes from the pattern paper piece and the card base, that will allow me to line those holes up, and they're going to be perfectly aligned with not only each other, but also the colored panel that our dog is sitting on. All of these pieces will layer together and we can still have our turning wheel. Now you could also simplify this process by just simply stamping onto your card base and not having any layers. If you don't have any layers, you don't need to cut any additional circles into other panels like I did here. I just simply love dimension, so I wanted to make sure I did that. Now, on the back of mine, because I am going to have dimension, I have foam tape, but I don't have foam tape around these holes. So I'm going to take one of those brads again, and this time I'm going to attach the thigh onto the body. This is going to hold our wheelie in place. We need to line up this panel with the card base that we've created. I'm going to make sure all those holes line up, just like I said, and attach my panel down. You can see it's perfect. Next, I want to attach my turn wheel onto the back side of this card, and I'm going to use a few layers of foam tape because I do have multiple layers here. If you were going to just attach this to a card base, you would only need one little piece of foam tape in the center of this wheel, and you just need to make sure it's small enough to fit through that hole. Now I'm going to bring in the tab piece, and this has some score lines on it, so we're going to fold on each of those score lines, creating this little wing-shaped piece. Next, I'm going to add adhesive across this whole thing. This is going to make it easy to attach it all together. So I just add a layer of adhesive across it, fold it in half, that's now holding that together, and then put the two ends down onto our wheel. To decorate the card, I created a grassy edge from one of our Simon Says Stamp Grassy Edges dies, cut that from some green apple cardstock, and I white heat embossed a sentiment from this wheelie stamp set onto some slate grade cardstock and added a few cute little hearts too. I also added some embellishments with some Nuvo drops onto portions of the card and some glitter using an AQUA Flow shimmer pen. And so here's that super fun interactive turning wheels of this cute little dog riding his bicycle, all made possible by that little turning wheel on the backhand side of your card and the cute brads holding everything together. And that gives you a really fun interactive card design. These wheelie cards are really easy to put together, and just remember that not only can you reference this video for creating these wheelie cards, but when you purchase the wheelie stamp set, it also comes with some instructions inside of your stamp set, along with the dies, brads, and stamps. So literally you have everything you need to make these cards. But I hope that this video has been informative and helped you learn a little bit more about how to create these wheelie cards. They're really fun, and I think they are such a great interactive and unexpected way to make somebody's day. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to stop back again very soon for more crafty inspiration, and I'll be back again with more to share very soon. Have a great day. Bye!